Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's most fascinating military figures. I'm your host, General Biography, and today we're going to explore the remarkable story of Majorian, a Roman emperor who rose to power during one of the most tumultuous periods in Roman history. Born around 420 AD in the town of Novempagae near modern-day Tolentino, Italy, Majorian's early life was marked by a complex web of family connections, military traditions, and the ever-present threat of barbarian invasions. As we navigate the formative years of this remarkable individual, we find ourselves in the midst of a rapidly changing world. The Western Roman Empire, once the epitome of power and civilization, was struggling to maintain its grip on the vast territories it had conquered over the centuries. The year 425 AD saw the launch of a campaign by Emperor Theodosius II against the Huns, who were threatening the empire's borders. This military expedition would have been closely watched by Majorian's family and likely inspired him to pursue a career in the military. Majorian's family background was steeped in military tradition. His father, Domninus, was a high-ranking officer in the Roman army, and his mother, a woman of noble birth, came from a family with strong connections to the imperial court. Growing up in this environment would have provided Majorian with access to experienced mentors and role models who could guide him in his early development as a soldier. As a young boy, Majorian would have received a traditional Roman education, which emphasized the study of Latin, Greek, and philosophy. He would have also been trained in martial skills, including sword fighting, horsemanship, and tactics, essential for any aspiring military leader. The historical context of his early years was marked by significant events that would shape his future. In 455 AD, the Vandals sacked Rome, and Emperor Petronius Maximus was killed in the chaos that followed. The aftermath of this event saw the Western Roman Empire fragmented, with various barbarian tribes and rival claimants vying for power. It was during this period of upheaval that Majorian began to make a name for himself as a young officer in the Roman army. His experiences on the battlefield, combined with his natural leadership abilities and strategic thinking, would eventually propel him to the highest echelons of power in Rome. The values of duty, loyalty, and resilience, forged in the crucible of adversity, would serve him well as he navigated the treacherous landscape of Roman politics and warfare. The town of Novempagae, where Majorian was born, was a small but strategically located settlement, nestled in the rolling hills of central Italy. His father's military career would have provided him with access to influential figures within the Roman army, while his mother's noble birth would have granted him entry into the highest echelons of Roman society. The year 450 AD marked a significant turning point in Majorian's life. It was around this time that he began his military career, enlisting as a young officer in the Roman army. His early experiences on the battlefield would have been shaped by the tumultuous events unfolding across the Western Roman Empire, as various barbarian tribes and rival claimants vied for power. He had enlisted as a young officer in the Roman army and quickly distinguished himself through his bravery, strategic thinking, and leadership abilities. The Western Roman Empire was facing numerous challenges, including the threat of barbarian invasions and internal power struggles. Majorian's rise to prominence was marked by a series of notable military campaigns. In 457 AD, he led a successful expedition against the Vandals in Sicily, showcasing his tactical prowess and earning recognition from his superiors. This victory not only demonstrated Majorian's military capabilities, but also highlighted his ability to navigate complex political situations. As Majorian continued to rise through the ranks, he became increasingly involved in Roman politics. In 458 AD, he was appointed as a Magister Militum, one of the highest military offices in the Western Roman Empire. This position granted him significant influence over the empire's military strategy and allowed him to build a network of alliances with other powerful figures. One of Majorian's most notable achievements during this period was his efforts to reform the Roman army. He implemented various reforms aimed at improving the army's discipline, training, and equipment. These reforms helped to revitalize the Roman army, making it more effective in its campaigns against external threats. In 461 AD, Majorian was appointed as the Western Roman Emperor by the Roman Senate. His ascension to the throne marked a significant turning point in his career, as he now had the authority to implement broader reforms and shape the empire's policies. As emperor, Majorian continued to prioritize military campaigns, launching successful expeditions against the Vandals and other barbarian tribes. Majorian's domestic policies were also noteworthy. He implemented various economic reforms aimed at stimulating trade and commerce within the empire. Additionally, he took steps to address the issue of corruption, which had become rampant in the Roman administration. These efforts helped to stabilize the empire and improve the living conditions of its citizens. He recognized the challenges facing the Western Roman Empire and worked tirelessly to address them. From his military campaigns to his domestic reforms, Majorian's actions demonstrate a deep commitment to the welfare of the empire and its people. The city of Rome, which had been sacked by the Vandals in 455 AD, was still recovering from the devastating effects of the invasion. Majorian's efforts to rebuild and restore the city were significant, as he invested heavily in infrastructure projects, including the reconstruction of roads, bridges, and public buildings. From his early days as a young officer in the Roman army to his rise as Western Roman emperor, he demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, strategic thinking, and a deep commitment to the empire's welfare. Despite his many successes, including his military campaigns against the Vandals and his efforts to reform the Roman state, Majorian's reign was cut short. In 461 AD, he was overthrown by the barbarian king Ricimer, who had grown wary of Majorian's increasing power. Majorian's downfall was hastened by a series of unfortunate events. In 462 AD, he launched an ill-fated campaign against the Vandals in North Africa, which ended in disaster. The Roman fleet was destroyed, and Majorian was forced to retreat back to Italy. This defeat weakened his position and created an opportunity for Ricimer to strike. In August 461 AD, Ricimer and his forces defeated Majorian's army at the Battle of Placentia. Majorian was captured and eventually executed on August 7, 461 AD. His death marked the end of a remarkable reign, one that had seen significant military victories, domestic reforms, and a deep commitment to the welfare of the empire. Despite his tragic end, Majorian's legacy endured. He is remembered as one of the last great Roman emperors, a leader who worked tirelessly to restore the glory of Rome. His military campaigns against the Vandals and other barbarian tribes helped to protect the empire's borders, while his domestic reforms aimed to stimulate trade, commerce, and economic growth. Majorian's impact on the Western Roman Empire was significant. He helped to stabilize the empire during a period of great turmoil, and his efforts to reform the Roman state laid the groundwork for future generations. His remarkable story serves as a reminder of the complexities and challenges of leading a vast and diverse empire. From his early days as a young officer in the Roman army to his rise as Western Roman emperor, Majorian demonstrated exceptional courage, resilience, and determination. In conclusion, Majorian's legacy continues to inspire and fascinate us today. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.